Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Ma'at hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in, come on in. I am so pleased to be with you today. I am so happy to be with you today to have this most important discussion. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our broadcast today. As you come in, please come in. A little housekeeping before we get into our topic. As you come in, please come in giving us the thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Would you do that, family? Be sure to like, be sure to share. I also want you to know that you can text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Thank you so very much. Also, we have a store, Fly Nubian Business, number one, a place where you can, a school, flynubianbusiness.com, where you can learn how to start your own side hustle. And there's no more important time than like the present. We must not, your enemy, our 465-year-old open enemy is not, as one of our ancestors, the great Dr. Khaled, said, he said, I believe it was him who said that, your enemy is not going to fight you and feed you. My God, today. I'm going to say that again. We're holding court today in case you didn't know that. I do that on the Vicki Show right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women just like you. Listen, he said that your enemy is not going to fight you and feed you. God, today. And so if he's not going to fight you and feed you, it's in your own best interest, beloved, to bust a move and to do for self. Say somebody, tell somebody, do for self with your funny looking self. Why am I emphasizing funny looking self? Because you have a crop of bootlegs and bones and biscuits that tell you doing for self is a bad thing. You've got a group of knuckleheads that's telling you to rely solely and fully and primarily on your open enemy. God, today, they telling you wait for a government job and see the government jobs as a part of your reparations if you don't go sit your funny looking self down somewhere. No, baby, we're not doing that. Somebody talk black to me. If your open enemy, if you get 100% of your income from the dominant society who's killing you and murdering you, who's trying to curtail your progress, God, today, doesn't it make sense that you would have an additional income or start a full-fledged business yourself? Somebody black, somebody black, somebody black. Talk black to me. So that's the reason why we tell you to please go to FlyNubianBusiness.com. Make sure that you check out places like the blackbusinessschool.com. By the way, shout out to Dr. Boyce Watkins. He had the foresight to start that school some years ago, and now I believe just hit over 100,000 students. I said 100,000 students at the Black Business School. The Black Business School that teaches you about what? Black business from black people that's doing business. My God, today. And you guys can't act like that's not the thing to do in this time in terms of education and schooling. Why? Because you know that the HBCUs, which means historically black colleges and universities, they're taking a hit right now, baby. Traditional schools are taking a hit. Some of y'all can't go to school because of COVID-19. And then you come out and got the nerve to be in 50 and 25 and 100,000 and 200,000 and 300,000 and $700,000 debt. With your $30,000 a year job, $30,000 a year salary. Somebody talk black to me. But anyway, I digress. We got some stuff to talk about today, and I'm going to get right into it now that we got a little bit of our housekeeping out the way, family. As you come in, we do ask, again, that you come and giving us a thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Why do we emphasize that? It helps to draw other folk into our podcast. You participate in the growth and in the dissemination of the message from Black media when you do those things. Thank you so very much. Now, let me get on with the get on. Surely you know about yet another lynching of a black man during, no less, during Holy Uprising 2020. Did you hear what I just said? During Holy Uprising 2020. So while we're at the height of anger, grief, mourning, and a demand for justice as it relates to our brother George Floyd's open lynching, as it relates to our sister Breonna Taylor that experienced a lynch mob that murdered her and riddled her body with 8 bullets in the middle of the night. While we're dealing with our brother Ahmaud Arbery, we know that there are many others that might be unnamed at this time. And of course, some of the latest lynchings that have taken place amongst our people. Somebody talk black to me. At the height of this, members of the dominant society haven't taken an opportunity to slow anything down. They have intensified the war against us. Somebody talk black to me. Some of you that thought you were going to appeal to the nature of your open enemy by saying y'all are just like us. Some of you that thought you were going to appeal to your open enemy by giving them hugs and sugars. I'm from Mississippi. That's what we call the hugs and sugars. You thought you was going to give them hugs and sugars and appeal to them based on empathy and sympathy. You looking real crazy right now because this only intensified the anti-black war, this race war that they no doubt are amplifying. Somebody talk black to me. That tells you something, that the cops were not sensitive enough to the environment that was set. And by reflex, their nature, their first thought, their first instinct is to shed blood. People whose instinct, whose nature immediately resorts to death is not someone I'm getting ready to spend a whole lot of time on reforming. I'll just drive you back outdoors where you belong by separating myself. Somebody talk black to me. Shout out to you for your gift, beloved. TNB. Hey, beautiful queen. Love you, sister. Keep teaching. Thank you. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Thumbs up, family. Somebody talk black to me. Philly loves Vicki. I love Philly back. Listen. People whose nature and instinct. I posted this the other day on my Instagram post, my Instagram page. By the way, follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. You can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. I posted this the other day on Instagram. I said to you guys, haven't you guys been hearing these little topics? We're going to get ready to get into it. I'm already talking about it really in one way. How many of you all been hearing them say, well, the police, they just need new training and stuff. All we got to do is to train the police better and things will get better. Some of y'all been hearing folks say, well, you know what? They're not trained to deal with the mentally ill. They've been saying stuff like there ought to be a 211 line where folks can call instead of 911 when they're dealing with somebody that's sleeping on a park bench or they're dealing with somebody that's dealing with an addiction or something like that. Y'all been hearing those kinds of talks, right? You all been hearing folks say stuff like cops are not trained to deal with the mentally ill. So it's inappropriate to have them involved in those situations. Well, let me tell you about that real quick. Let me give you some game real quick. Let me tell you some game. Can I give you some game real quick? May I give you some game? Those conversations that are being largely had on white mainstream media, they're talking about those things, not because that's really true or because it's a good idea. They're talking about those things as a deflection. Somebody say it's a deflection. They're not talking about those things because it's really a good idea, though it does seem like on its face it makes a little sense. Don't get it twisted. It's a deflection. How is it a deflection, Vicki? By them talking about the cops are not trained to deal with the mentally ill. Let me tell you something. You might not be equipped to diagnose them with psych meds. That's true. Somebody talk black to me. You might not be equipped to determine exactly what triggered their mental illness, or if they were born with it, God, today, or if they need any psych meds at all, or if they just need to change up something in their lives to help them cope. No, you're not trained for that. But if you're a human, God, today, somebody say human. If somebody say human. See, when you're a human, you come built in with certain things. God, today. When you're human, you come built in with stuff like common sense. You are come built in with the capacity to know that if somebody does have a mental issue, watch this, you don't kill them. Truly human individuals who are in their right minds, God, today, humans who are in their right minds, automatically, somebody say automatically, somebody say you born with it, you automatically know you don't get to kill. To kill. Shout out to you, Kevin Mason. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. The topic that you're saying right there about Israel, it moved too fast for me to see the rest of it. I just posted a video on my personal YouTube page about who's training your government, the police and government. So make sure that you all check that you subscribe to VickiDillard.tv. That's my personal YouTube channel that I'm growing. Go to, again, VickiDillard.tv and check out my latest video. It's very informative and insightful as to what is going on. Listen, so when you're human, you built in. And not a kind of a man, not mankind, not a kind of a man, but when you are human, when you've got that God gene, Lord, I'm trying to talk where you can understand me today. This ain't CNN, baby. This is not MSNBC, ABC, CBS, and God knows it's not Fox News. Somebody talk black. I speak to you in more than one way. Why? Because black folk are more than what meets the eye. I speak to you in 3D and 5D. I speak to you physically and metaphysically. Because we're cosmic. We're intergalactic, God, today. So stop playing. Listen. So that's a deflection because they don't want you, watch this, to hone in or to zoom in or to focus in on what's wrong with them. That'll lead you to the question of the nature of your open enemy. And if you properly identify that you might be dealing with somebody that's masquerading as a man, oh my God, looks like a man. They shave and stuff. They get their nails done. They go to the salon. They know how to parallel park. Somebody talk black to me. But they're masquerading. But you keep looking at what they doing, and that's because they've been doing it for so many years and so many centuries. That's why some of us are like, wait a minute now. Wait, whoa. I know you walking, you got boots on. I know this sister got on some little, how do you even say it? Louboutins. I know I done screwed that up. How do y'all say them expensive shoes? One day I'll get me a pair, but not today. Hopefully I can find a black luxury line for some shoes when I start going out again. Somebody talk black to me. Shout out to you, Erica, for your gift. She said, court is in session. You know, Sister Vicki holds court. I'm presiding today. Listen. So they're scared. So it's a deflection. Y'all, that you may not see it as that because some of you all jumping there and thinking that's a good idea. Some of y'all saying, yeah, come up with a new phone line for 211. So instead of calling the cops, that might be true, black family, but don't make that your emphasis. Because you take the attention off the fact that you do not have to be trained to know you don't kill somebody who sleep in their car. Somebody talk black to me. 1,000 of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. It's hot in here. Somebody talk black. We're flammable. And that makes sense because we're dealing with what? Holy Uprising 2020. Instagram, I want you to get ready to come on over to FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com. Instagram, I want you to get ready to come on over to FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com because I'm going to need to use that device in just a moment. Listen, our brother Rayshard Brooks, let's talk about it. I did a podcast on it as soon as the news broke about our brother on our Facebook platform. We got over 100, we have 550 plus thousand followers on our flynubianqueen.com Facebook page. So check us out over there. They put up my content there along with several other Fly Nubian Queens. But I want to share something with you today. Listen, I want to share something with you. In the video of our brother, and please, 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 it's so important that we say his name, Rayshard Brooks. Rayshard Brooks. Rayshard Brooks, our brother. Watch this. Our brother. I don't want you to forget that we are not in ordinary times. I know y'all like, Vicki, you say that on all of your shows. I let you know that we are at war. Don't I tell you that all the time? And the news that you get from the Vicki show, the news that you get in this time where we are being wholesale murdered and experience genocide, it's not always good news. It's heavy. But I'm reminding you that the pain that you're feeling, Black family, is labor pain. Somebody say labor pains. I'm not here to overwhelm you with a bunch of news and stress that triggers you. Because you got a lot of Black folks that's out there that now that they've learned some metaphysical principles and now that they know what the law of attraction is, they try to erase everything that's going on now and try to act like that they have ascertained and matriculated in some metaphysical school and as if they've been initiated in some spiritual practice to where they understand what's going on in our world and in our universe and in the multiverse is better than us. They feel like that we're wasting our time talking about these things. And if the only thing we did was just to focus our mind, all of the Black bloodshed would go away. They're making us think that the reason this is happening to Black people is because Black people are the only ones that's focused on this. But would you please sit yourself down? Can the Mississippi girl who happens to know a little something, I don't try to be more than I am, but a little something about spirituality remind you of something now? Where we are? Because you got to know the time. God, today, Minister Farrakhan did a whole year series on this. But I'm not talking about the actual series he did now. I'm talking about the term he used. The time, which of course he got it from his teacher. The time, somebody say, you got to know what time it is. Watch this. Somebody say, you got to know what time it is. And you must know what to do in the time. So it's the time and what must be done. You don't even know what time it is. It's labor pains, baby. You mean to tell me you and all of your law of attraction and your metaphysical training that you experience and your knowledge of astrology, God, today, listen to me, and your occultic knowledge, you mean to tell me that in all of that knowledge, have you been able to bypass when people have children that there is no pain? Did the law of attraction remove that reality? Let me help you today. I want to know. Did the law of attraction prevent the woman from getting stretch marks and her body experiencing morning sickness? Some women find themselves on bed rest, my God, today. It's a part of the process. We're not going to be here forever, but this trouble is working something for our good. You don't like to see volcanoes, do you, family? Volcanoes can seem to be violent and messy, but do you know that volcanoes serve an important purpose in terms of the mineral cycle in the earth, God, today? Just see Sister Vicki as the volcano. I'm just doing the part. I'm contributing to the earth cycle to keep it balanced. Don't like to me. I explode over here on the Vicki show. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. We are so pleased that you're on the Vicki show. You're tuned into the Vicki show today, where I'm here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Keep thumbs up. And on the count of 3, for those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button. By the way, my show is played on several other platforms. And if you're watching us elsewhere, please like and share on the count of 3. On the count of 3, please like, share, subscribe, share, do whatever you need to do wherever you're watching us on. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Please like and please share. Thank you so much. Now let me talk about this. Instagram, I'm fixing to use my device now. I look forward to seeing you, Instagram, at flynubianqueentv.com. We're live there for the next few minutes. flynubianqueentv.com. Thank you. Watch this. By the way, family, don't forget, you can follow me on where? Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. While I finish posting this, follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Thank you so very much. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard later on, so that way you can have access to me there as well and see what I got going on. Now listen, now that I done set that up, oh Lord, today, let me take a sip out of this Fly Nubian Queen mug. We got all kinds of product there. I don't know if they're out of this one or not, but you can find all kinds of other good stuff until they restock at shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com. Okay, watch this. So, the killers, the race soldiers, watch this, of our brother, Rayshard Brooks, something interesting about them emerged when I was reading what they said. Shout out to you, Lewis Kendrick, for your $50 gift. I bless it 1,000-fold. Thank you so much for supporting Black media. And those of you, those others, while I was carrying on, I might have missed your gift, but we thank you so much for supporting Black media. Thank you so much for supporting Black media. We have about 1,200 plus people in the chat right now, and perhaps thousands later. Welcome to the Vicki Show. Listen, so I found something interesting that this white race soldier said after he murdered our brother. Now, I want you to see what I posted today on my Instagram page. Do you all see what I posted there? Again, you can follow me at Vicki X Dillard on Instagram and follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. Watch this. And then I'm gonna give you a briefing at the end of my podcast. So I'm really going to try to stay focused on what I want to say today. And then at the end, I want to give you some other information. When I call it other parts of my show, the briefing, that means I'm going to discuss other things that I think is important for you to know at this time. Okay, listen, watch this. So what I put here, I said, cop who killed Rayshard Brooks said he still had an adrenaline rush after shooting him. Somebody talk Black to me. Race in our brother, the murder and the open lynching of our brother Rayshard, the race soldier who murdered our brother, y'all listen to me today. After he murdered him, I'm going to tell you exactly what he said. I'm reading from the Atlanta news publication, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. In fact, shout out to our chief moderator. She has the link in the chat. Listen, listen, listen. Video footage released by the Atlanta Police Department show officers talking for nearly half an hour with Rayshard Brooks in a Wendy's parking lot. The encounter would end with Brooks fatally shot. So I don't want you all to misunderstand this. That brother was cool for half an hour before they murdered him. Listen, the encounter would end with Brooks fatally shot. Hours later came the announcement that the city's chief police had stepped aside and that the officer who shot Brooks had been fired. Former officer Garrett Rolfe, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I'm certainly spelling it right. The race soldier who murdered our brother, his name is Garrett, last name Rolfe, Rolfe, I believe it is, maybe. The same age as Brooks. He's 27 years of age. So the same age as our brother. And how many of you all know when you looked at that footage, we found that our brother Rayshard bested him. That little tussle, he managed to beat the brakes off of a couple of race soldiers. Somebody talk Black to me. I'm going to talk to you about the importance of brothers, you being prepared. Black family, us being prepared because of the climate that we're in. There's an avenging spirit. There's a revenge spirit on your open enemy. There's some backlash that will occur because, as I have told you for so many times, for so long, and I've given you the receipts and the insight, they're trying to hold on to power. There's not just a changing of the guards, there's a changing of the gods. I tell you that often, but there's not just a changing of the guards, there's not just a changing of the gods, but there is a war of the gods. And the reason it looks like the white supremacists are winning is because too many black folks won't even acknowledge, they don't even recognize that we're at war. And that's evident by the fact that so many of you all are still relying on and depending on and hoping in their wicked systems. You don't have a mind to do for yourself, to build your own communities, your own system. Even while you're dwelling in their world in the meantime, we know we may have to still use some of their stores and some of their businesses and get gas at some of their gas stations and stuff. But you have enough. You got to know that you got to take some of your resources and put them in the what? The war chest. For the black nation. Somebody talk black to me. What better way for your open enemy to have the heads up on you than you not to even know you at in a war, fool? Shout out to you, Nas Alim, for your gift. Your $75. Looks like you're from one of our European brothers. May Allah be pleased with you, black goddess. Thank you, beloved. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Shout out to my black family around the world. Oh, it's an honor and a privilege. Listen. Get back to the thing, Vicki, because you're supposed to stay on it today. Shout out to you, Joseph. Watch this. So some of y'all don't believe fat meat is greasy. Black folks, you think you got all day to be slow to come to the right conclusion. God, today, I need some turtles. Shalina, thank you for your gift. She said, Shalina says, Queen, you give me chills. We are everything in the midst of these beasts. Vegas loves you. I love Vegas back. It's the spirit, beloved. And I thank you so much for your kind words and your gift. Listen. You don't have all day. Shout out to my brother, Silent D Production. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. Thumbs up, family. 1,400 plus of you in the chat. We're so pleased that you're with us today. Listen. You think, I need some turtles, black family. The depiction of slowness. You guys think that you have all day to come to the right conclusion, black family. You think that you can keep piddling. That's what we used to say growing up in Mississippi. My mama and them, girl, you piddling around and stuff. What y'all know about piddling? Do they even say that out here? I'm in the Wild Wild West now, but do y'all say that where you live, piddling? Y'all hear me today? You think you got all day. Your slowness is killing us, God, today. Your slowness. It's putting us behind schedule because you are not properly recognizing your open enemy. I'm going to keep on telling you about this. Now listen, back to this article. Let me get on with the get on. Y'all ready? Y'all say y'all been ready. Y'all know how I got to lay the foundation first. It's the Vicki show. And I know some of you all be like, hurry up, Vicki. I be saying hurry up to myself too, but you got to learn to take this medicine the way I give it. It's going to have another effect on you, not just while you're listening to me right now. If you let me do Vicki the way I do Vicki, it's going to bless you tomorrow, 6 years from now, and 6 generations from now. Shout out to you, Lisa, your children and your children's children. Just be patient. Watch this. So again, I'm reading from this Atlanta publication. Shout out to you, Felicia. I see you. So y'all heard what I just said about that part. Garrett, is it Rolfe, R-O-L-F-E, or Rolfe, maybe the E is silent. He's 27. We just don't call him Garrett. The same age as Brooks. Attorneys for Brooks' family say he left behind 4 children, 3 daughters and a stepson, and we know now his wife. They trip me out how they love to skip or not even assume that this brother was married because how he looked. There's an automatic assumption that if it was a white victim, we would just assume that that was his wife and children. Everybody was talking about his children and stepchildren, but nobody was specifically saying his wife. But listen, the article, let me skip. Let me get to where I want to get to. I'm not going to read through all the rest of this. It talks about how he was cooperative throughout. Though he may have seemed like he might have been confused a little bit. You all know the story. They killed him. They murdered him. And they didn't have to. I don't want no bones and biscuits. I don't want no bootlicks and clones. Sitting there talking about all he had to do was do this, that, and the third. That ain't the time for this. Shout out to you, Monique. She says, finally caught your live. Teach Queen. Thank you. Listen. Brothers, you do have to be aware. Because we're at war, you must be aware and prepared legally and be strategic in how you deal with your open enemy. But in this particular instance where it's clear that our brother, we shouldn't even say clear, where it's believed, and it may have been where he was mentally impaired. Let's say that. He may have been mentally impaired. We're not going to hold that against our brother because of how he acted. Why not, Vicki? Because the world that we're in right now, what our brother experienced and witnessed, just like we experienced and witnessed, he saw too, George Floyd. Somebody talk black to me. He saw too what happened with Breonna Taylor. He saw too what happened with Ahmaud Arbery. You don't know if people already have mental illnesses. You don't know what might trigger black folks after dealing with this open enemy of ours. Because you might be in your right mind. Because God bless you to have your mental, you might be mentally intact. Don't assume that you know the mindset of your black brothers and your black sisters. What we do know is that if he truly was under the influence, that very likely had everything to do with the reason he behaved the way that he did. Every bit of this is our open enemy's fault. I said every bit of this is our open enemy's fault. And again, brothers, this doesn't give you an excuse to be stupid when y'all are dealing with the open enemy. I want you to be smart in the moment so that you can be more effective and live through the moment without compromising yourself. I want you to do damage because you know how to be strategic when you have encounters with your open enemy, brothers. But I'm going to ride for my brother Rayshard because the white man created these racist systems. The white man created the environment of that brother. You don't know where his mind was in that moment. And if he truly was intoxicated, which he wasn't driving, that means that you know that he mentally was not all there, which means that that's very likely why he responded the way that he did. You don't know where his mind was once he realized, hey, if they're going to take me in custody, what if they kill me? You are triggered when you watch some of the Vicki shows, but what if our brother was triggered when they put the cuffs on him, when they was trying to put the cuffs on him? Somebody talk black to me. Every bit of this is the white man's fault. Let me tell you something else. Again, I'm not giving the brothers or sisters any excuse to be stupid, right? I told you I want you to be strategic, right? I want you to recognize that we're at war and I want you to prepare, brothers, right? But back to our brother in this instance, I'm riding for him all the way. Now, I will say this. I'm going to need somebody to put me some black fist in the chat real quick. Do you agree, family, that he's a rider? Somebody talk black to me. Do y'all agree that when you looked at that footage, even if you were saying, well, why did he grab the taser? But under my breath, I'm thinking, dang, he right. Somebody talk black to me. We saw an attribute of this king where he bested this little scuffle. He humiliated them. And that's the reason why those things, those outdoorsmen, very likely murdered him in the first place. One of the family's attorney immediately speculated the fact that because the brother managed to take his little toy, his taser away, they were humiliated. Because this brother he was a rider. I'm not justifying being stupid, brothers, but I just got to acknowledge what I see, the potential I see. God, today I saw some potential. Just like Ahmaud Arbery, he was fighting for his life, and he was three of them that likely had guns, if you include the one in the car that speculated that he had a gun. Ahmaud Arbery was fighting back. Breonna Taylor was murdered, but her boyfriend, her man, Kenneth Walker, how many of you all know that he was a licensed gun owner and he hit that warning shot? Somebody say there's a different crop of black men. I'm seeing something. Come on, somebody talk back to me. I want y'all to move with wisdom now. I don't want you to be reckless. I want you to be able to whoop the enemy. Come on, somebody talk black to me. I want you to be able to make it through the moment and then be able to trap him later. God, today. But I'm just telling you some of the things that I saw in this brother. What you didn't see over the last few incidents with black men involved directly or indirectly, what you didn't see was a black man whose hands was up like that, licking the boots up. Lord God, Vicki, move on. Please, Vicki, move on, move on. I'm just trying to tell you I see something. I'm trying to tell you I see something. Could it be I'm seeing some of the traits of our warrior class? Brothers, I just want you to marry that with wisdom. I just want you to marry your ability. Somebody talk black to me. I just want you to marry it with wisdom. Listen, 1,600 plus of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. Keep liking, keep sharing. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Let me get on with the get on. The article, the AJC.com article goes on to say, you're going to get tased. Stop fighting. Dash cam footage captures much of the 41-second struggle to subdue Brooks, and what's not seen is heard in the audio. At some point during the encounter, Brooks managed to grab Broson's stun gun. Hands off the taser, he warned. Brooks ran a few steps, then turned. You all know the story. They on the video they're saying that, you know, the brother was running, and of course they tell us that, you know, on the video with the taser, like he tried to tase them while he was headed off. But let me tell you something. They knew he was running from them. But when he saw them getting close to him, knowing that they had guns, he was trying to save his own life. He knew that the situation didn't need to be escalated in the first place. Again, you don't know what triggered that brother. If you all admit that alcoholism is a disease, how do you know, number one, if he truly was, let's just say, because I know they showed the limits and all that kind of stuff based on the sobriety test that he had allegedly now. Because for a minute, some didn't even believe he really had a sobriety test. But let's just say he truly was drunk. And let's just say, what if he was an alcoholic? We say that alcoholism is a disease. So you're dealing with somebody that's dealing with the disease right now. And you escalated the situation. He was triggered. He witnessed George Floyd get murdered for nothing. He witnessed what happened with Ahmaud Arbery and too many other nameless black folks whose names we don't know, and sisters whose names we don't know. Watch this. So that brother was fighting for his life. He didn't know. Some of you all are intelligent enough to know how to be strategic with your mind. Everybody else doesn't have that insight. That's the importance of the new black media and the black grassroots media content creators that are doing similar things to what we're doing here, so that you can be wise, brothers, in your encounters. But everybody doesn't know that. That's what we're trying to do here. That's the reason why it's important, brothers, that you are mentors. And you don't come being a mentor in somebody's life after something happens and then you come in there wagging your finger, Barack Hussein Obama, and not making appropriate investments, not taking into consideration the 465-year trauma that we've been through and are still going through. Somebody talk black to me. Let me get back to this. Listen to this part. Listen to this part. Watch this. Watch this. Regardless, our brother feared for his life, and he had every reason to be. That's what we do know. We do know that cops are liars. Many of them are liars. They lie on their reports. The prosecutors that help them are liars. The examiner's office are liars. Judges are liars. Public pretenders are liars. So y'all quit acting like he was violating the law when your lawmakers and your law enforcement are your lawbreakers. Somebody talk black to me. Stop playing. Stop playing like we're dealing with a just and righteous system. Our brother probably felt, hey, these white folks, these white race soldiers are dirty. You don't know what other, watch this. You don't know what other previous encounter, watch this. You don't know what other previous encounter our brother may have had with these race soldiers. How many of you all know that it's only later that we found out that Ahmaud Arbery was being watched and harassed and preyed upon for months? And we found a video of him from 2017, years before they murdered him, where he had an encounter with Georgia police. And they actually tried to tase Ahmaud Arbery for no reason, sitting in his car on his day off. How many of you all knew that? You don't know what other previous encounters may have triggered our brother. Somebody talk black to me. Watch this. Watch this. While they're chasing him, while he was fearing for his life, and he had every reason to fear for his life, they chose to kill him. That's all we need to know about that. So after it was over, watch what this article says. As paramedics rushed to save Brooks' life, Bronson and Rolfe, those are the two officers that were involved. Garrett Rolfe is the one that murdered him, remain on the scene. Watch this. Both of the officers, y'all, they are approached by numerous colleagues, each asking if they're okay. Bronson, let me show you the picture so we'll know where we're at with this. Let's look at these race soldiers real quick. Let's look at these terrorists. This is the one that murdered our brother. That's Garrett Rolfe. That's Garrett Rolfe. That's the one that murdered our brother. Here's the other race soldier. Let me get a picture where you can see the other one. This is them together. Y'all see that? This is the one, this is Garrett Rolfe that murdered our brother. This is the one that initially encountered him, but once he got on the scene, he took over the questioning. Garrett Rolfe took over the questioning. He was the one that was initially on the scene. This one here. Now watch this. Back to the article. 1,700 plus of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. I want you to listen to what these race soldiers said about our brother, this particular one that murdered him. As you do that, every single one of you, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, and make sure every single one of you hit that thumbs up, and that you are liking and sharing, Black family. We want to draw other folk into this most important podcast. Listen. And again, if you're watching us on one of the other platforms where my show is shown and syndicated and played, please like and share and subscribe and follow wherever you're watching us on. And don't forget to follow me personally on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard, and subscribe to VickiDillard.tv. That's VickiDillard.tv. Listen, thank you so much. VickiDillard.tv. Watch this. As paramedics rush to save Brooks' life, that's our brother, Bronson and Rolfe remain on the scene. They are approached by numerous colleagues, each asking if they're okay. Bronson says little. So the first one said little. Garrett, the one who murdered our brother, watch this. He says he's still feeling an adrenaline rush. Let that sink in. After that was over, the officer who didn't even directly shoot him, but was on the scene and had the initial encounter, this one here, they said he said very little. He, the race soldier that murdered our brother, he said he's still feeling an adrenaline rush. Did y'all hear what I said? So y'all gonna sit here and try to reform a nature after he murdered our brother. And according to the family's attorney, Attorney Stewart said that you can see them on camera after a couple of minutes. They didn't immediately give him medical aid. Some reports from some of the witnesses believe that they actually picked up shell casings before they even rendered aid to him, even though some say that right now that they're going to be able to, they have to confirm that later. But we know it appears, at least based on the attorney for the family, said that it was a few minutes before, a couple of minutes plus before they even rendered aid. And he said when they did, they kicked his body when they turned him over. Did you all hear what I said? The attorney said they can be seen turning over the brother and kicking him. The race soldier who murdered our brother said, not that he said, man, I'm just feeling a little out of it right now. He didn't say, I'm just a little shaken up right now. When there's murder involved, a human, somebody say a human, not a savage. Watch this. Not a wild beast of the field. Don't make me go Genesis on you. Not a wild beast of the field. When something like that happens, a person doesn't tend to use the phrase adrenaline rush. You tend to say, I'm shaken up right now. I'm out of myself right now. You would say, I can't right now, man. Some people would be emotional saying, I just can't believe what happened. Is the dude okay? I'm just trying to, is he okay? Is he going to make it? A human would do that. There would be some concern shown, even if you were nervous. That would be why you would be nervous, because you would be saying, oh my God, I just can't believe what happened. It was unfortunate. And I don't agree with what the guy did, but I don't want him dead. I just want to make sure that he's okay. That's not what he said. What did the one that murdered him say? Listen. He said he's feeling. No, he said he's still feeling. Oh my God. An adrenaline rush. Quote, I felt blood on my elbow, he tells a fellow officer as he searches for a disinfectant wipe. I don't know if it's mine or his. I just want it off. Wow. Nothing sympathetic. No empathy. Watch this. No signs of a human being anywhere in the building. I could see somebody being nervous if you got somebody else's blood on you or something like that, but that's not the issue. You would show concern. He didn't say that. He said he's still, watch this. He said he still had an adrenaline rush. I know there's 1,800 plus of you watching me live and thousands later that will watch us all over numerous platforms. Let me ask you, in what context, Black family, do you usually hear the phrase someone saying that they still had an adrenaline rush? You're right, Milan C. That's exactly what was going on. In what instances, in what context, Black family, I know I'm talking to some intelligent Black people. In what context do you usually hear somebody say, I still, God, today, have an adrenaline rush? In what normal context and situations would that phrase be applied? Somebody just said hunting. Somebody else said getting off. Somebody else said when you're having fun. How about in sports? How about when you're running a race? Watch this. Garrett tells another officer, the one that murdered our brother, Garrett tells another officer that Brooks resisted arrest and gained control of Bronson's taser. Brooks, he said, fired the taser at him at least once. We'll get this cleared up, one officer can be heard saying. Watch this. Pay attention. Listen to how the other police, listen how the other military occupation, because that's what they are. Listen to the code. Listen to the language that the other race soldiers use. We'll get this all cleared up, one officer can be heard saying. Y'all pay attention to the language. Quote, don't talk to none of these mother effers, another officer is heard saying. This is after our brother is murdered. Y'all listen. One officer said, we'll get this cleared up. Another officer is heard saying, quote, don't talk to none of these mother effers. Another officer is heard saying. I put a question to you, Black family. And I know this is a safe space for intelligent Black people to exist. What manner of man would say such things? What manner of man would use the phrase that they still have an adrenaline rush? I'm putting that to you. What manner of man would say such a thing? Watch this. Watch this. 1,900 plus of you in the chat. Welcome to the Vicki Show. We're so pleased that you are with us today. Come on in, giving us a thumbs up, like and share. My name is Vicki Dillard. I'm typically here weekdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Sometimes I go a little early. So just make sure that you are tuned in to FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com by subscribing, and make sure that you check out our platform here a couple of times a day in case I go early or I come on at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. We do ask that you check out our store at shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com. We want to thank every one of you that's supporting FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com, our network here, and we have several other networks as well, or we're on several other platforms as well. We thank you so much for supporting Black media, and all of you that know what you've done for me secretly and privately. I want to also thank you as well. Thank you so much. I do ask every one of you, 1,900 plus of you, to come on in, giving us a thumbs up. Be sure to like and be sure to share. Somebody say Holy Week Uprising. Somebody say Holy Week Uprising. Somebody say Holy Week Uprising. Watch this. Somebody say Holy Week Uprising. Let me get on with the get on. Somebody say Holy Week Uprising. These individuals that fit the description, the profile of race soldier, those that murder our brothers and sisters, those that are hanging our brothers and sisters, those that typically fit the description of a pedophile. Let's just keep it real. Those that are the greatest thugs on Wall Street and elsewhere, that's causing all kinds of economic damage, those that are making a mess of the justice system. It's Becky's womb that's birthing what some might call a phenomenon. Somebody talk Black to me. Becky is the one that's conceiving. God today. It's your Beckys and Karens and your Maggies and your Susans that keeps birthing these different things, these things. I know I've told you that plenty of times before. How does she do it? Becky Your womb is developing and nurturing our killers. God, today, Becky, it's you that's conceiving and nurturing those that make mischief using law, using science, the environment. Becky, Karen, Susan. Susan, how you doing this? Susan, this is what you taking to PT? This is who you going to see about during the PTA meetings and stuff? I need somebody black to talk black to me. Susan, Karen, this is who you are paying for to go to soccer practice and stuff? And golf? Somebody talk black to me. Karen, how do you manage to keep doing this? It's not a one-off. The one that's blowing up stuff, making bombs, murdering people by the dozens because they, instead of getting, Cheerios for breakfast, you gave them a bagel. And so that triggered them to murder everybody. Becky, how you doing this like this, girl? This you that's pushing these things out. That's causing hell all over there. Somebody talk black to me. I always hold the female white supremacist responsible. No black woman could ever do such damage. I said no black woman could ever do such damage. Karen, this is you that's saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. This is who you're teaching how to tie their shoelaces. This is who you're sending off to college. How do you do it? Somebody talk black to me. And let me tell y'all something. This is a very real nature that we're talking about. That's the reason why I wanted to discuss it. Y'all know I've been on this for a long time. These are a part of teachings that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has made us know for quite some time. But some of us have decided to turn the eye and refuse to see what's really going on. We've refused to take a look at the unveiling of that man of sin that the scripture says must be revealed. God, today, 2 Thessalonians say that the man of sin has to be revealed before that day. So some of you all that are uncomfortable with all of these different manifestations that you're seeing all at one time, right before your eyes, it's written. It's a prophecy. Our ancestors wanted to give us the heads up so that we would know what time it is and how we need to conduct ourselves. Somebody talk black to me. This is not a one-off with these white supremacist killers. Somebody say, prove it, Vicki. Somebody say, prove it, Vicki. Damn it, don't forget to check out our store where you can get all kinds of products from at shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com. Don't forget to, again, subscribe to FlyNubianQueenTV.com and text the word Queens to 31996. Listen, it's not a one-off. I've told you this repeatedly. How many of y'all remember Michael Dunn, that race soldier who murdered our brother Jordan Davis while they were at a convenience store because that race soldier was ticked off about our brother's music, saying his music was too loud? Y'all know you at a convenience store for a total of what? A minute or two? However long you got to wait in line. If you're getting gas, that's as long as you got to wait. Everything else is real quick, fast, and in a hurry at the convenience store, right? The nature of this enemy couldn't even stand a few seconds, a few moments of our black brother's music playing next to him for a few moments. Somebody talk black to me. And he shot at his vehicle while the brother was leaving, what, 9 times or so? After he did that, what did Michael Dunn do, black family? What did this race soldier do after he had repeatedly, I think about 9 times or so, shot our brother and murdered him? What did he do after that, family? He went with his fiance in tow. They watched movie and ate pizza before they took a long drive back to wherever else they were going. Somebody say, what manner of man? After you shed blood, you sit up and eat pizza and watch a movie. You don't have a care in the world. Somebody say, is that the wild beast of the field? I ain't trying to integrate with that. I'm going to leave you outside. What? I'm going to keep reminding you. What did Amber Geiger do, y'all? Before and even after she murdered our brother Botham Jean. What did Amber Geiger, the woman, do? Those female white supremacists who's birthing these things that's wreaking hell all over the earth. What did Amber Geiger do before and after? What did the record show she was doing? What was she doing, y'all? She was trying to get her freak on. How does that put you in the mood? God, today. Shedding black blood puts you in the mood. She was sexting. She was trying to get her booty called. It ain't just the man, the woman. What did the McMichaels do? Travis, the younger McMichael, do after he shot our brother Ahmaud Arbery? Did he look over his body and say, oh my God, what did I just do? Did he take a deep breath and just say, oh my God, did I hit him? Is he dead? Did I hit him in the chest? Did he do that? What did Travis McMichael say over our dead brother's body? Over his lifeless body. What did he say, y'all? What did Travis McMichael say? Over, if y'all follow the Vicki show, you know I've been giving you the play-by-play during this Holy Week uprising. Y'all know I've been trying to give you the heads up. What did he say, y'all? He said, effing nigger. Somebody say, what manner of man? And I'll just give you one more because there's too many to keep up with. This is not a one-off. I'm trying to tell you a pattern. Somebody say this is a pattern. What was Derek Chauvin, the killer of our brother George Floyd? Derek Chauvin, when you all watch me show you the footage, and when you watch me many days ago, show you the footage and the pictures of Derek Chauvin, what was Derek Chauvin doing as he was squeezing the very spirit out of our brother? What was Derek Chauvin doing, black family, while everybody around him was screaming? What was Derek Chauvin doing when others were concerned and worried? Where was Derek Chauvin's hands? Oh my God, y'all intelligent black people. He was chilling. He was relaxed. His demeanor was as if he was getting a massage. His hands was in his pocket while he murdered our brother with ease. I ask you the question again. What manner of man is this? I want you to take this show and the other Vicki shows. By the way, if you watch back-to-back episodes of the Vicki show, that's a coon rehab. So any and all coons that you know, and Sambos, Bones and Biscuits, and Mammies, if you want to help cure them, put them in a room and just play back-to-back videos. That's the coon rehab. Let them defecate and vomit out all of that inner slave and coon. Somebody talk black to me. I want you all to know this, because when you recognize that this is a pattern, I'm going to keep saying it, you will start to engage them differently. You will understand why when we say it's either our way, cut the check, or it's nothing at all. You cannot engage someone that exhibits anti-human behaviors, this man of sin that's being revealed, that's masquerading as a man. You cannot engage that one by saying, okay, it don't matter. You just do what you want to do. Just go ahead. We're going to vote for you. We trust you. You just go and just. You don't engage someone that exhibits these kinds of traits and behaviors like that. You got to switch up how you do stuff. You've got to set boundaries. You've got to be strategic. You've got to be firm. And you don't say, I forgive you. You don't say we serve the same God. The devil is a liar. That don't go together. Don't match. Send them, those coons and Sambos, send them this link. Tell them the importance of it. Somebody say, prove it, Vicki. Let me tell you something. Somebody who's much wiser than I. This is a book not for people that's Muslims, as some of y'all call it, or just Muslims. No. This book is called Message to the what? Black Man in America. This particular one was copywritten in 1965. How many years ago was that? 55 years ago? 1965? This one was copywritten about 55 years ago, this particular. Listen. Message to the black man from this little Georgia man that your open enemy tried to make you scared to death to be around. You felt more comfortable being around the white man that set your bodies on fire and lynched you. But you said that you ran from this one. Boy, that's proof that the enemy did some work on your mind. When you a black man, even if you disagree with him, that's trying to help you, but you feel safe running into the arms of the open enemy that lynches you, that won't let you vote, that send out dogs and fire hoses, that come up missing, they burn your towns. You run into the arms of that one, talking about we both Christians, but you run from this one. Something wrong with your mind, slave. Somebody talk black to me. Listen, I ain't here to push nothing on you, but the truth. He revealed something that I thought was interesting. He revealed something in this that was interesting. Don't miss the truth of it because you're getting caught up in the religion. Yeah, listen, we focus on the truth. Listen. He talks about this people that we're dealing with today. Now, when this was copywritten, this was 50-some years ago. And of course, the nation has been around almost 90 years. But I'm just saying when this particular book was copywritten, it says, even today, they like climbing and jumping. Now, this 55 years ago, he's saying this. He said, even today, they like jumping and climbing. The monkeys are from them. Lord have mercy. He goes on to talk about before their time. I won't get into the details of this, but I wanted to reveal you something that he says, a strategy that they would do. Watch this. Watch this. He said the so-called Negroes have not only given free labor, y'all listen, but have given their lives on the soil of their masters and all over the earth, wherever his hateful and murdering slave masters wants them to go. Now the slave wants better treatment. Now this is what the brother was saying. Our brother was saying, this copywritten 55 years ago. I need y'all to listen though. I just need you to listen. They are fast learning today that they are the children of those who made merchandise out of their fathers. He goes on. They deceived our fathers and are now deceiving the children under many false disguises, as though they want to be friends of the black man, such as integration and marriage. He said that was a trick. Y'all play too much. Y'all think that means they want you. You think that means they see you good. You think that means they want you in their fold. Our brother told us last century. I just want you to listen. Just consider something. Just consider it. Consider it. Watch what he says. He says, they come to the so-called Negroes as friends, and he said they come to the so-called Negro as friends and as open enemies. God, today, is that true? This thing that was copywritten 55 years ago? Today, does it sound like he just wrote this for us today? Listen. They go before them, changing the truth into false, and come behind the truth bearer to the so-called Negroes, speaking evil of the truth. Watch this. They threaten the so-called Negroes with poverty and imprisonment and make rosy promises to them, only to deceive. They are telling the so-called Negroes that they realize that they used to mistreat the Negroes. Y'all better listen. But now they are going to do better and forget the past. God today, God today, God today. Are we not hearing white America scared to death right now? Are we not hearing all the white America on TV and around us talking about now is the time? This is a time for America to really change. Let me read to you what he said again. He says they are telling you, this was copywritten 55 years ago. Some of this was being taught even before it was officially copywritten. I'm just saying, let's just go with the year 65. He says they are telling the so-called Negroes that they realize that they are telling the so-called Negroes that they realize that they used to mistreat the Negroes, but now they're going to do better and forget the past. Quote, let us live like brothers, for we are all from God. Does it sound like something of what they saying today? Somebody said, what page is that on, Vicki? Page 104. It's on page 104. You can get this at noi.org. He goes on to say, why am I reading this to you? Because I'm showing you, we were told ahead of time what we're dealing with. Trying to show you the trace and the nature of this enemy. Nobody wins a war without understanding the enemy. Watch this. He goes on to say, along with such smooth lies is an offer of one of the devil's women. The poor so-called Negroes fall victim, and the devil men raid the neighborhood of the so-called Negro women day and night to make all desirous of hellfire. Shout out to you, Anne Marie, for your $100 gift. Vicki X, you are so smart. I am getting so much smarter just by learning from you. Thank you. Thank you for your very kind gift supporting this network. I bless your very generous gift 1,000-fold, and thank you for your kind words. I'm just trying to see, is it something to this? Something that this brother, that our brother showed us last century? Guess what else he says? He says this is the way they have planned to beat God to the so-called Negroes. He says, what should you do? The answer, stay away from sweethearting with them. Oh God, I'm gonna leave that alone. Vicki, get off of that. I'm gonna just leave that there. Giving us insight. He told us this last century. Doesn't it sound exactly like they're doing today, talking about, and when y'all sitting there getting excited? Reverend Al Sharpton out there, all the black bootlicks are saying that this is success because they see white people and other people of color out there. That's always the trick that they use. That's about a photo op. They're trying to throw you. They know that white folks is looking real bad. They know that their true nature is being revealed. They're trying to keep it under wraps. So they feel like that if they can show up in the streets with you, beloved, it'll throw you off. They believe that by joining you in the streets, some of them, that you'll say, well, all of them ain't like that. And some of them are well-meaning. No, white people, if you mean what you say, give up some of your house, some of your power, and more importantly, in addition to that, not just more importantly, in addition to that, why don't you go run in the halls of Congress, go run to Wall Street where you guys got the hookup and the connection and tell them to give us reparations and to cease and desist murdering us. That's what white folks can do. That's where you guys can go to be of help. Somebody talk black to me. Keep liking, keep sharing. Keep liking, keep sharing. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Black family, follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Would you do that? Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Watch this. Watch this. I'm almost done. I was thinking about the nature. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Listen. So I began to just think like, wow, this is something. I said, man, white folks is in the streets, you know, they be out there helping to set stuff on file and just crazy and all that. Thank you for your gift. Kufunya, thank you, Vicki. Thank you, beloved. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. So I began to think about this nature, this reckless, wild nature where your instinct is to murder. The instinct of this open enemy, when they took over America before she was even officially formed as America, but when she took over this land, her first instinct was not to negotiate with the people already living on the land. God today. Did you hear what I said? America's first instinct, Columbus and his ilk, their instinct was not to try to negotiate with the people that already support, that the people that already own the land and were occupants of the land. That wasn't their first instinct to try to negotiate and ask permission. Their first instinct was what? Murder. They acted like they were befriending them. And then you turn around and give them blankets with disease to kill them. The ones that helped you learn how to farm and allowed you to survive, which you should have been dead. They shared their food and their land with you. Your instinct was to do evil. Somebody pay attention. That's your first instinct? That ain't all. I was reminded of this. I was reminded of another circumstance when white folks go in the streets, when they riot. White folks, they don't go in the streets and riot because police are murdering them at alarming rates. They don't go in the streets because they are disproportionately affected by COVID-19 because of racism. They don't move in the streets because of with Occupy Wall Street because they're taking their homes at the same rates that they steal ours. Shout out to you, Tracy, for your gift. She says, thank you for bringing the weapon of knowledge to the people. Oh, I love that. Thank you. The weapon of knowledge. Yes, we're going to be using that, beloved Tracy. Thank you. It's my privilege. The weapon of knowledge. Listen, their instinct. Look at this. When white folks go in the streets, after they are in the most privileged positions, they receive some of the best treatment. They have more money, more homes, more opportunity than you ever do. They are the most privileged people on the planet, but they are oftentimes the angriest. They do some of the most wicked stuff the white supremacists do, right? We're talking about the white supremacists, right? They do riot, though. They do get in the streets. Look at when they get in the streets. Look at what sets white folk off. What would cause them to set fire? What would cause them to pull down light poles and destroy them? What would cause them to climb upon things and to jump down? Is it because they're being murdered wholesale in the streets? Is it because corporations are discriminated against them? Is it because Wall Street is stealing from them? Is it because some congressman is legislating against them? Is it because the system is locking them up? Is it because they're being murdered? Is it because they're being poisoned? No. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? It's got to be because they were being mistreated. It's got to be because something was wrong. It's got to be. There's no way. There's no way.
And Israel.
Watch this. There's no way. Thumbs up, thumbs up. I was getting ready to play y'all the scripture right there. Hold on, let me get this one under 7. There's no way. Look at the police. Look at this next one. Look very closely at what the guy is doing on the ground. Look very closely on what this guy is doing on the ground. Look very closely. Did you hear them yell, eat it, eat it, eat it? He was eating. He was eating excrement. They set things on fire because they treated. No, all that you just saw there, family, was the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl champions. Eagles fans went crazy in the streets of Philadelphia because they won. What the world do you think they're going to do when they feel like that they're losing? Eating feces, setting fires, ripping down poles, jumping on 2-3-story apartment buildings and jumping off. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Somebody talk black to me. Thumbs up, family, like and share. There's much more that I could say, but I think I've made a strong enough case today because I wanted to do this very brief briefing. Do you all remember when I gave you the evidence that your State Department spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to study Black Kenyan soldiers, and they're going to use that information about Black men in America? And one of the several things that they're studying is Black masculinity. Black family, while this is going on, They're watching you. I want to give you the heads up and let you know that they're studying you right now. That's what I felt in my spirit based on information and belief. I want you to pay attention to how you're conducting yourself during these times because they are assessing you, God, today. They are conducting black audits. I didn't read that nowhere. I don't even know if that's a real phrase that anybody else used. I'm telling you what came to my spirit. They are conducting black audits. They're conducting studies. They are obsessed with black men, black bodies, black brains, your agility, your capacity. They are paying attention, y'all got to understand this, to the way in which our brother, Rayshard Brooks, responded. They were paying attention to the way Kenneth Walker, who was protecting his woman, Breonna, when he fired that shot, they were paying attention to how he was responding, and they tried to punish him for it when they brought charges and arrested Kenneth Walker for protecting his own home because he felt somebody was breaking in after the police murdered her. I'm trying to give y'all the heads up. They were paying attention to Ahmaud Arbery and how he responded, even though possibly 3 guns were pointed at him. Further proof of their nature is the fact that at the height of all of these murders and deaths, we're finding stories of them lynching black people, literally hanging from trees. That's further proof that we're dealing with a sick nature. And whenever you hear white folk on TV talk about how we're making progress, but it's gonna take some time. Black family, we've been waiting centuries. Have we not? Black family, we've been waiting centuries, but they keep telling us it's going to take some time. They still want us to keep being patient. Why do they want us to keep being patient? Is it because black folks are refusing to try to work with white folk? No, it's because perhaps they know their own selves well. They know their own intransigence. They know their own rebellion. So they keep telling you it's going to take a long time, even though it's been centuries. Keep those things in mind. We have to be more conscious in how we move. We need to be more strategic, more tactful in what we do. But I wanted you to know, because I immediately sensed that in my spirits, black family, they are watching our response. They are conducting black audits. How many times have I brought up this other book here, 414 pages, that gives you the political, the scientific receipts as to how understanding the assault on the black man, black manhood, and black masculinity by Dr. Wesley Muhammad, that you can get this also at, I believe it's Dr. Wesley Muhammad at drwesleymuhammad.info or noi.org. Listen. I've been giving you receipts after receipts after receipts to let you know so many of the manifested ways, the manifold ways that they're conducting warfare against you, black family, in our day and in our time. This knowledge is supposed to inform you. No nation, no military does what they do without first having what? Good intelligence. So that you will know how to move. I'm encouraging you to study. I'm encouraging you to be more strategic, to be more calculated, so that you're more effective in this war. And I'm also advocating that you begin to prepare brick by brick, getting out, meaning teach your own, start to build your own businesses, support and underwrite other businesses, make your own neighborhood safe and decent places to live, start to police your own communities, start to conduct a conflict resolution in your own communities. That's what I'm suggesting. And most importantly, for us to unify black family. I got to get ready to go. We've been here a long time, but I want to let you all know something. They're trying to use this intersectionality stuff, this major legislation with the LGBTQ community. The Supreme Court of the United States, that now leans mostly conservative. 2 of the conservatives helped and agreed on historic LGBTQ legislation right now where they are pimping the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Do you think that the Black family was lynched and murdered? Do you think that Dr. King and the civil rights, Ida B. Wells, not just Ida B. Wells, what's my sister? Fannie Lou Hamer and others during that time in particular. Do you think that Fannie Lou Hamer and Dr. King and them, they were fighting for everybody else to come up but us? That's what they used the 1964 Civil Rights Act to do what they do, family. They are trying, family, to co-opt. America is doing what she's always done. What do you mean, Vicki? Have they paid us for reparations yet? Did they steal our land when we did end up purchasing some for ourselves and we had 60-some towns right after slavery, millions and millions of acres right after slavery? Has America always been a thief? Has she always been a killer and a bloodshedder and a liar and a destroyer? She's just doing it in a high-tech form by using legislation. They had another groundbreaking LGBT Supreme Court ruling today. Obama helped get them a major law while he was president. And think about that. Everybody thought when Obama was in office that it was improbable that a law like that would pass for LGBT. Obama felt it was more improbable to get reparations. He felt that the efficacy, the importance of the LGBT rights was more important than you getting what you deserve, Black family, to where he didn't even push it. And at the time, many folks never thought that it was going to be able to be passed even under his administration. But because he used his bully pulpit, and guess who helped him push it? Joseph Biden. But they don't find it worthy for us to get reparations. They're trying to co-opt the energy. They're sitting here talking about now all these Black trans lives matter. Family, we've been discussing Black folk, right? If you Black, you're automatically under that umbrella. Why are they trying to make another category? Why are they invoking another label? They're doing that because they know that label is also used for white people too. And some of you funny looking bootlicks and butter biscuits are using the same language and you are working against what we do. They want Black folks to come on there. What do you think needs to be done for best practices? Tell us what needs to be done. What are we supposed to do now to work together? It's up to all of us to work together. It ain't up to us to do nothing. What else do we need to do after 465 years? You got the game twisted. I believe Black folks in the streets that's been giving you this work, I believe I think they're telling you what we're obligated to do now. The only thing y'all understand is what's happening in the streets right now. It's going to be another hot summer. It's going to be real hot. The humidity, the heat of it all. Y'all don't understand peaceful protest because that's what they was doing the whole time. It was only when they act like you, when you win games, does it make sense to you. It triggers something in white folks. Oh, we got to pay attention to this. Somebody talk Black to me. Am I telling you to go out there and to tear up stuff and do this, then the third? That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm telling you, though, we're not going to sit here and talk to y'all. We're not fixing to help give you ideas on new policies that you can do. We're not doing none of that. And you Negroes that's on TV trying to do all this to impress white folks. No, you ain't smarter than our ancestors of old. All the stuff you thinking of today, they already thought of them years ago. The problem we're running into is not us. It's them. It's the nature we're fighting. And I'm not finna fight no nature. I'm finna leave that nature outside. I'm about to drive you back to the jungle. In part by separating from you. I'm not finna talk. How many of you all know that silence speaks volumes? Seem like what y'all understand is what's going on in the streets right now. Anybody finna sit up here and talk to you and try to look professional and professorial and diplomatic? Baby, we ain't doing that. We're not finna do that no more. We finna deal with the beast like a beast. God, today. I'm done. Love you to pieces. Thank you so much for tuning into the Vicki Show. Again, please make sure that you check out flynubianbusiness.com, theblackbusinessschool.com so that you can start your side hustle and do it today. Text Queens to 31996. Make sure that you stay tuned because I'm typically here weekdays giving you this content. Make sure that you subscribe. Why? Because I'm not the only queen. And make sure that you hit notifications to receive our notifications. That way you'll be notified when they send the notifications to not just me, but other queens' content that's uploaded. My speed, I'm a queen here. I'm one of several. So I might not be your speed or your taste, but maybe you're feeling someone else. Maybe you connect with someone else. Do you hear me? So thank you so much. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. I know some folks want to know, well, Vicki, what's your information? How do I contact you? How do I bless you? Go to my website at MissVickiTV.com for that information. I don't usually give too much of my information from the website, other than the website on this platform. So just go to my website. If you want my contact information and other specific information, go to MissVickiTV.com. That's MissVicki TV.com. Some of you all put E's in my name. Some of y'all put Y's. I don't have none of that. It's VICKI, class, family. MissVickiTV.com. That's my website, and you can find everything you need to know on my contact page. I love you so much. It's a privilege and an honor to come before you. Thank every one of you. Mwah.